Two children home safe after someone tried to kidnap her 2-year-old son.
It happened during a trip to Walmart last week. Channel 2's Aaron Rogers live now in Ackworth for us at the Walmart on Cobb Parkway. And Aaron, you spoke to that mom tonight.
I did, George and Wendy, and Caroline Miller told me she was taking her 2- and 4-year-old to Walmart to get some last-minute things for an upcoming vacation they had. But that scary encounter, well, it happened right through those doors at the pharmacy.
I'm just glad that he's still home with us.
Thankful. That's how Caroline Miller is feeling after a frightening encounter at this Ackworth Walmart.
But as much as we would love to think it'll never happen, it will and does. And to be prepared for when it does.
She says her kids wanted to ride the motorized wheelchair. They were almost done shopping when she says 56-year-old Mahendra Patel asked for help finding Tylenol.
When I pointed my arm out this way to point it to the direction of where it was, that is when he reached down, put both his hands on Jude, and grabbed him out of my lap.
She says it happened so fast.
I'm like, oh, what are you doing? He pulled him, I pulled him back. We're tug-of-warring.
She says then he walked off, bought the Tylenol, and left.
We saw him checking out, but before we could really do anything, he was gone.
3 days later, police arrested Patel.
We were able to see the car he got into and follow the cameras and used our flock cameras in the city and was able to get a tag number and track him down.
But Miller still thinks Walmart needs to have better security.
Obviously, these places are targeted. We know what's going on in the area around here. How many missing posters of kids do they have on their very own wall?
She says she's now teaching her kids a lesson she didn't think she'd have to this early.
It is, George. That grandfather was about 3 miles away. He says it took him 3 minutes to get to this Walmart after he heard about the kidnapping. Now Mahendra Patel is in custody. That's after police say he tried to grab his 2-year-old grandson from his mother's arms.
He reached in behind him and grabbed and pulled at my grandson.
Norman Miller says a man tried to yank his 2-year-old grandson from his mother's arms while she was shopping at this Walmart. He says his daughter refused to let him go.
And my daughter just wrapped her arms and just fought and said,
the kidnapper got away. Miller says he raced to the Walmart and searched for him, but he was nowhere to be found. What would you have done if you had caught him?
I probably shouldn't tell you. Not on TV anyway.
Instead, police say they caught 56-year-old Mahendra Patel. Police say the incident was captured on surveillance video. They say it began when Patel approached the mother and her 2- and 4-year-old children asking for help.
He did ask where the Tylenol was in the store.
Police say that's when he tried to yank the 2-year-old from the mother's arms. Officers say Patel eventually gave up and left. They say they got his credit card info from a receipt for Tylenol he bought. Police say cameras recorded Patel leaving in a black car, and flock cameras picked him up. He was arrested days later. The grandfather wonders why no one was watching surveillance cameras.
And not seeing what happened and protecting my family.
He says people should be able to shop in peace.
And not have to arm yourself just to go grocery shopping.
And Patel is in the Cobb County Jail facing kidnapping, simple assault, and simple battery charges. Miller says his grandchildren, fortunately, were not hurt. He says their mother actually took them to Florida for a quick vacation, just to clear everyone's head.
Says a stranger tried to kidnap her son from a Walmart in Cobb County. The man's attorney agreed to share it with Channel 2's Courtney Francisco because she says it proves he's innocent.
He's talking with people. He's being friendly.
You are getting the first look at how Mahendra Patel's attorney plans to argue he's innocent.
This is a friendly older gentleman who is trying to help people, was asking for help at the Walmart.
Surveillance video from inside the Ackworth Walmart shows Patel walk in last month.
Shopping for Tylenol for his elderly mother.
As he walks the aisles, video shows him cross paths with this woman in a motorized wheelchair with a baby in her arms and a little girl under her feet.
She's pointing to where the Tylenol is.
Patel's back is to the camera, but as the chair moves forward, he appears to lean in. That's when the mother says he picked up her son. She did not respond to requests to comment on the new video, but told us last month.
He pulled him, I pulled him back. We're tug-of-warring.
And this video is very clear that that did not happen.
She says her client thought the kid was going to fall, so he was helping her readjust. Video shows him back up. She points to something, and he moves in that direction.
If you're in Walmart and you see someone in need, you're just going to have to let them fall, apparently. You're just going to have to let them, whatever happens, happens. We can no longer help handicapped people, is what this is saying.
The mom says she doesn't need the wheelchair, but her kids wanted to ride it. She has trouble driving it, backed into shelves, and appears to run over her child's foot with it.
This man even jumped to help the child when the child fell. That's what people do.
While that's happening, an employee helps Patel find the Tylenol. He holds it up as he talks to the mom on his way to the checkout counter.
He's not fleeing, as the police have said. He's not fleeing. He's using his debit card. He's talking with an employee here, paying for it in his own name.
He stops to talk to a worker before leaving, and police arrested Patel days later. Last week, a grand jury indicted him for attempted kidnapping, assault, and battery. He's been in jail nearly a month now. His attorney plans to ask for bond in 3 weeks.
This kidnapping of a minor bell was rung. Once that bell is rung, it's really hard to unring it. It's really hard to get that back and get him a bond.
So I want people to realize and understand that what you were just able to witness and hear in all 3 videos was a lack of responsibility and accountability by way of white folks. So number one, you had mainstream media. They reported on all 3 stories, but specifically 2 of the stories, they did not do their due diligence. They did not do their research directly on. The main news anchor, the male who was reporting, after finding out the 3rd video of which was, hey, this white woman falsified any of the things that she specifically talked about, because now we have the evidence directly from Walmart that basically showcases that, hey, he just simply asked for directions. She decided to be in a motorized wheelchair with her kids, one of them potentially falling directly out, the other one, the woman didn't even know how to drive. She was basically driving over her own kids in a motorized wheelchair. That leads me to think that she was more than likely intoxicated and off of something at the moment in time, and she needed help in order to specifically guide said wheelchair. Like I said, she shouldn't even be driving if she can't guide a wheelchair. But he simply came to her asking for directions on where the aspirins, because maybe he had a headache or whatever it is. He found that he had a conversation directly with her. It was stated that, hey, that the child, the little son, looked like he was about to fall out, tried to prop him, back up. He went to go down the aisle. He showed her like, oh, thanks. I actually found it. He went to go pay for everything, and everything was fine and dandy. For whatever reason, she decided that she wanted to make up the story. Even with all of the proof being directly out there, the news has a responsibility. The journalists have a responsibility. The anchors have a responsibility. The whole news corporation has a responsibility to right or wrong, to admit that they are at fault for specifically trying to make somebody guilty, because this man is innocent 100%, but yet it doesn't matter, because he's still stuck in jail for 40 plus days, having to even just wait for a bond hearing, which is insane. That makes literally no sense at all. And this is what black people have been trying to talk about for the longest time in the United States. And, every single time I happen to talk about issues dealing with race and everything like that in the United States, people, oh, why does everything have to be about race? Why are you guys always focused on color? This is that. And this is why. This is why, because magically, whenever you guys want to tell a lie, it's always about color. This white woman literally lied. We have the footage in 4K. This is not a video from 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. We're not talking about 60 or the 19. We're talking about in 2025. This white woman, who seems to be a single mother with 2 children, decided to go to Walmart all to just lie on a guy. Specifically, somebody that has some color directly to them. If it would not have been this Indian guy, I promise you the very first one that she would have done this to would have been a black man. And I promise you, the due diligence and the detective work that happened, it possibly may not have even have happened. This Indian man is very blessed that he has a lawyer that is actually trying to represent and prove that he is innocent, not only to the courts, but also to the world as well. And again, this man is innocent. For whatever reason, you don't have people across America trying to start like a GoFundMe or whatnot or whatever in order to free this innocent man, and he is in jail because of a white woman's lies. Like I said, this is clear-cut example of the history that black people, more specifically black men, have had to face in the United States when it dealt with the towns and the cities that we have erected ourselves. All to have white folks come through there, tell some type of nifty tall tale or a lie, and here we go. Isn't this what Carolyn Bryant did when it dealt with Emmett Till? Yeah, she sat up there and lied. Look who's alive and look who's not. Look who got a chance to have a family. Look who didn't. Look who actually got to see how the world changed and transformed, and look who didn't. Like I said, that's crazy work. But people want to make it seem like racism and all this type of stuff does not exist. This is how dangerous this stuff is. The moment in time that you got white people out here that want to body block, they want to defend, they want to deflect, they want to move the goalposts, they allow stuff like this to be persistent and present every single time because they are being accepting vocally and they are being accessories by way of the silence that they use on social media when having the option or the moment to potentially call stuff like this out. And then they want to say that, oh, all white people aren't racist. No, if you're silent on issues like this and you literally see this and you see the evidence and you still say nothing, no, you're just as racist, if not more, than the person that did the action. And that's all that proves. And y'all wonder, for a lot of white people out there, y'all wonder why it is that black people say the things that they just so happen to say when it deals with being in America. This is why. You saw the news anchor directly in on it. The court system directly in on it. The police directly in on it. Her father directly in on it. And then this woman is raising 2 kids, and one of which is a little girl. How do you think that the little girl is going to be sitting up there getting raised? She's going to be raised to lie on any man if it's going to provide any type of monetary gain. That's all it's going to be. If it gives her some celebrity, because notice, after the mother told this tall tale, what did the father tell you? Like, oh, she went off for a vacation to Florida to clear their head. No, she didn't go off for a vacation. She ran because she knew that it was going to get a little bit too hot because the evidence was going to come out that that man is not guilty and she's the one that's guilty. Realistically, put that woman in jail. Whatever time that they were going to try to prosecute and give that man for whatever charges, she needs to take his place. That's what equality actually is. That's what it should be, but we all know it's not. She's just going to get a slap on the wrist. Nobody's going to demonize her or criminalize her for the lies that she decided to tell on an innocent man for no reason, who came directly into a Walmart and saw a white woman and was like, oh, let me sit up there and ask this nice woman on directions on how to find a specific medication because I'm not sure. Maybe my English, might not be that well. And this is what he got. This is what he got. But I want to go in and also state to a lot of other immigrants directly out there. The moment in time that y'all sit idly by and you think that you're going to be in coexistence or side by side with white people, you are sorely mistaken. You are 2 steps away from getting the exact same treatment that black people have suffered directly in this country. And the Indian man is getting light work, realistically, compared to the historical, type of negative actions that have happened to the black community, specifically to black men, by the ways of the white lies of white women and the actions, the physical actions of white men. This is light work. So he's lucky that he's still able to breathe. He's lucky that he is still alive at this moment in time, because if he was black, this would be a vastly different situation. Vastly different. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.